Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening. I welcome you all for the 837th meeting of the Chennai Toastmasters Club. The mission of every Toastmaster Club is to provide positive and supportive learning experience. Thereby, members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership qualities, resulting in greater personality growth and self-confidence. Before moving into meeting, I would like to brief certain rules to be followed throughout the meeting. Kindly keep your mobile phone on silent mode. Do not talk taboo topics such as politics, sex, and religion. Kindly sit in a silent atmosphere for a better meeting experience. Be on mute until it's your turn to speak. Please unmute and speak when you are called upon. If you have any message to be conveyed, please use the chat box. With this, I would like to hand over the meeting to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Lakshminarayana. Toastmaster Lakshminarayana is an electrical engineer by qualification and software engineer by profession. He was ex-Vice President Public Relations, past President, Vice President Education, past Vice President Membership. Most of us have witnessed his leadership skill during the last week meeting when two of the preferred speakers did not turn up due to health reasons, and he utilized that time effectively by arranging a panel discussion with 4 wonderful speakers. Toastmasters and guests, let us welcome Toastmaster Lakshminarayana.
Thank you, Sergeant Thomas, for the kind words in mentioning this. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Let me start with a small story, and I'll tell you why I've come to the story as well. Okay. Once there was a cobbler who was living in a town, and he was the only cobbler in that town. So he was responsible for repairing the shoes and chapel of everyone else in that town. But he didn't have his own time to repair his own chapels. But this wasn't a problem at first, but over the time, even his chapels began to deteriorate and fall apart, but he never gave attention to it. While he was working on the shoes and chapels of everyone else, his feet got blisters and he started to limp. After a few years, his feet was so injured that he could no longer work, and no one's shoe got repaired, and assumed that everyone else started to limp in pain because of this only cobbler was not able to help them out to fix their shoes or chapels. And as a consequence, because of he himself not taking care of his own chapel, he had to make others suffer. So what it conveys is that if you don't look after yourself, after a while, you will be no good to anyone else either. And maybe your best intentions will mean nothing, and you'll be unable to do what you actually intended or meant to do for others. The reason why I'm saying this story is that, though it's an imaginary story, today is International Self-Care Day. It's an International Self-Care Day apart from the other days to be celebrated. It is celebrated every year, July 24th. And this particular day stresses the importance of self-care. On this day, we have to, all the individuals throughout the world are encouraged to make self-care as a part of their everyday life and make it as a priority of their life. And this goes for everyone, be it the Toastmasters, leaders and employees, corporate employees, who are even the parents. They need to take care of their themselves for it. Because if you don't take time to take care of yourself, and no one else is going to take care of you and for you, maybe. So I'm sure that everyone will take care of yourself. On that note, I welcome you all and formally declare open the CTA meeting number 837. And today I would like to recognize the presence of our founding member, our distinguished Toastmaster, Nina Janman, who is also the parliamentarian of District 120, the past Metapul chair as well. And also I would like to recognize the Toastmasters from the others club, or Toastmaster Ramvale from LNT, and Toastmaster, not able to see him, and the Toastmaster from Wordsmiths Club as well. And before starting this meeting, let me quickly go through the guests who are available there, and so that we can introduce yourself initially, and then we can go ahead with the meeting. So let me start with the guest Hemanjali. Guest Hemanjali was it? I think sorry, I think name got changed. Guest Rajalakshmi. Guest Rajalakshmi, are you there? Hi. If you don't mind, can you just quickly introduce yourself? Who you are, where you're from, how we came to know about this?
So yeah, I'm Rajalakshmi. So I'm a journalist working in News 7 Tamil.
Okay.
So I'm just participate here as a guest. So would like to interact more with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Welcome to club. You please continue for the next 2 hours, and I'll get back to you again for review and feedback as well. Thank you. And guest Raj, are you there? Okay. Let's move on to the.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
here. Good afternoon, sir.
Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Ken Rajan, working as a manager in Japan. So, wanted to take on the Toastmasters class to improve myself in communication. I want to learn.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Toastmasters Club. And with that, we'll start with this meeting. And before going into the actual meeting, I would request Toastmaster Naveen, who is a current Vice President of Education, the past treasurer, to provide us the report of our last week's milestone meeting. He is doing it on behalf of our Secretary, Toastmaster Satish. I invite Toastmaster Naveen to come and present the Secretary report.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Last week, we met at a hybrid meeting number 836, and the Toastmaster of the day, Shruti, explained about the magic of believing, and tag team presents his report on behalf of General Evaluator Toastmaster Nanda, and speaker will be our distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilagandan, and his title will be Mosquito Motivation. And the amazing panel discussion was held upon on that hybrid meeting and conducted by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, and the panelists were distinguished Toastmaster Neena John, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuti Krishnan, distinguished Toastmaster Nanda, and distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilagandan. And the panel discussion topic will be benefits of physical and hybrid meetings. And the general evaluator commendations and recommendations will be: game session was good and prepared speaker delivered a very good speech. Panel discussion went on well. And if the prepared speakers are not able to attend the meeting, they should have been informed well in advance for the alternate arrangements. And best role player will be our general evaluator Toastmaster Nanda, and best tag player Toastmaster Naveen Raj, and best evaluator or distinguished Toastmaster Neena John, best table topic speaker Toastmaster Srikanth Kuti Krishnan, and best quote or idiom player will be our Toastmaster Anirudh. And over to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for taking up this secondary report at the right time. And now it's time to begin our meeting. And today we have our MC, or Master of the Day, Toastmaster of the Day, who's our Toastmaster Vignesh. Just before handing over the control to him, let me introduce him to all for those who don't know about Vignesh. Toastmaster Vignesh is a hardware application engineer from Qualcomm, who always likes to explore new thing, and which you know from all this roles he has taken. Yeah, he comes with a lot of innovative ideas in his meetings, the roles he conducts. And even today, I expect he comes with a unique theme of let's crack a old joke. So I will leave it to him to crack a old joke, or to run through this session toward. Let me welcome our Toastmaster Vignesh, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Very good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana sir, for setting up a stage, and thank you. So today the theme is, as Mr. Lakshmi Narayana sir told, it is let's crack an old jokes. So when I said old jokes, who is coming to your mind? Any celebrity or any person, just unmute and say.
Nagesh.
Nagesh. Okay.
Senthil Countamani.
Countamani Senthil. Vivek. Any person?
Charlie Chaplin.
Exactly. I'm looking for Charlie Chaplin. He is very famous for body language and other persons also. I really agree. And Charlie Chaplin has a own special unique identity. And if you noticed it clearly, he never used this hand in his body language humor. Have you ever noticed that? Do you know why? Because this is my hand. Okay, cool. Today, everything going to be a fun and interactive session. So, and a short disclaimer from my side, the jokes I'm going to tell you is only for fun purpose. So it is not intended to hurt anyone feeling. So please make fun and energize the virtual stage. So even though today we have a other day celebrated, today there is one more special day. It is a National Tell an Old Joke Day. So this day is actually, we might have seen many people in our life. They will share many jokes. So as a hobby. So this day encourages people to share the old jokes without any hesitation or shyness. And the origin of this day is somewhat obscure. So it is believed that someone who created these old jokes created this day to make the jokes live forever and a never ending one. So that is the reason. The origin also makes fun, right? So, okay. And the old jokes are really fun if you enjoyed it. And let's moving on. So regarding Toastmasters, I would like to share one short story. So there is a person, you can consider him as Mr. X. So Mr. X in his life, early teenage life, he wanted to impress a girl. So he prepared a lot of content like humorous and emotional or persuasive kind of many topics. He prepared and convinced that girl. And later he married. So in that second stage of life, he has faced a lot of difficulties, means conflicts. So every day he have to uh, uh, manage all the impromptu situations. And later part, he know everything, and he reach some certain levels, and he know what to do, what not to do. So in that time, he guides other people who are all to the youngsters. So this is his elder last. Then his story ends. So similar to Mr. X story, we have in Toastmasters, every meetings we have 3 segments. The first one is a prepared speech where we have to prepare something and deliver to the audience. So the audience is a metaphor of the girl. And the second one is uh, uh, the impromptu. So that is the second one where we have a table topic master. He will share some impromptu topics we have to speak. And the third one is a evaluation segment. So let's start with the person who knows what to do, what not to do, and the guidelines. All right. So he's evaluator. So let's welcome general evaluator today. So today the general evaluator is, one second. He is a professional who helps in digital transformation of business and who create a pictures with pieces of puzzles and small objects. So he is none other than General Evaluator Toastmaster Bala. Over to you, Toastmaster Bala.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh, and it's been a great welcome for me. And I sort of had a great experience from the start of the day today. So I, in fact, had been in this OTP training program, and my wife was quite surprised to see me wake up so early in the morning. And she was asking me like, so whether you're really attending the Toastmaster session, or is it like you're attending some other session in the disguise of attending a Toastmaster session? So I do have to do all sort of convincing, and that is how these little things that Toastmaster meetings and as well as OTPs get to our life, right? There is always this sort of excitement that builds around. And when we are meeting, we are always making sure we are lively, and as well as the home, office, wherever and whatnot is also lively. I'm privileged to be part of this meeting today. And as a general evaluator, I'm going to be looking at having a bird's eye view of what happens today, and also try to dissect on some of the things that are going to be being done in today's meeting, and as well as give constructive feedbacks. Very similar to watching your own box office in theaters, right? And you pay your money and you, well, all the time from the start to the end or to the climax, you will see the hero taking beatings from villain, right? And you do not want to miss out the opportunity to see the villain get beaten up by a hero, right? And the climax, as it is going to be quite important to a movie, the evaluation of meeting speeches is also going to be like so important for speakers. And that is what we will be having in today's session. And we will have feedbacks on how the meeting quality can be improved and how the wheels of the bus can be moving ahead and in the right direction. And that is what we will be concentrating on. To help me here today, I have a wonderful tag team, and I would say they are my comrade in arms, right? To help me do the job much more effectively. And we will have this tag team, which is expanded to timer, accounter, and grammarian. And this is making use of the tag team. I'll be able to present my report at the end of the meeting. And hopefully we would have some feedbacks that we can pass on. Over to you, TMOD Vignesh. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed out to introduce them. Give me a quick moment. Okay, the tag team, and the first person in the tag team, we have the timer, right? And he shares the name with a very historic person, the father of the nation. And when I did ask him what he does, and this is what he replied. And he had been kept the name Gandhi just because he had been born on the 2nd of October. And he has a daughter, 7 years old, and her name is Priscilla Gandhi. And he's working as a business development manager in a software company at Ambattur, InnoSpire Global Systems, managing a team of members there. And he has a higher potential to grow, and he wants to get really better at communicating to people. And that is why he is in here for Toastmasters. And I would request every one of you to raise your hands, put up your hands to welcome the timer of today's meeting, which is, or who is, Toastmaster Gandhi Babu.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome and a great introduction, General Evaluator Bala. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So as a timer, there is a saying, time and tide waits for no man. It means that time once lost can never be regained. The key is not spending time, but in investing it. Investing money may or may not yield return on investment, but investing time will always give you assured return on investment. As an example, if you invest time in learning, you will get wisdom. And if you invest in relationship, you will get happiness and peace in your family. And if you invest in training your subordinates, guess what? You will get more time in return, as they could be more productive and deliver work expeditiously. So having said that, thank you very much again for this great introduction. And for the benefit of guests, let me brief the role as a timer. When it comes to table topics, you can speak between 1 to 2 minutes, and you will be eligible for voting if you complete 1 minute, and if you could complete before maximum 2.3 seconds. And as a prepared speaker, the speaker can use between 5 minutes and 7 minutes. And I would encourage you to complete this before 7 minutes so that everyone would get an opportunity to talk. And as an evaluator, you can speak between 2 minutes and 2 to 3 minutes. And again, you can take a leverage of 30 seconds. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for actually briefing on your role. Thanks for trying to dissect on what you would be presenting at the end of the meeting today. So appreciate it. And if Gandhi Babu was our opening batsman, right, and we have a middle order batsman who would be consolidated, like who would just take a look at the good, or he would be making a note of all the filler words, as and oohs that is being used in the speeches. And to give a quick intro about him, and he is having 15 years of experience in Barclays UK Bank. And the reason why he have joined Toastmasters, he feels that communication is something which can try to provide him immense value. And he feels that first impression is the best impression. I'm impressed by the first Toastmaster meeting he attended, and which turned out to be the best meeting, which eventually also had turned out to be this 825th milestone meeting of the club. And he feels that Chennai Toastmasters members are well versed, well experienced, and he want to be also contributing to the club. And he also feels that he would need to be improving on his public speaking skills, and he would also need to have honed his leadership skills for getting him to the next level. And without further suspense, I would want to introduce to you all the counter of today, Toastmaster Madhu Sudalayandi Pillai. I would also request a big round of applause for Madhu Sudalayandi Pillai, and as well as I will now give it over to him to brief his role on what he would do as a tag team member. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks Toastmaster Mr. Bala. So thanks for the wonderful welcome about that counter role. So I will explain that. First of all, greetings Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmaster and their guests. So the purpose of the counter is to note down all the sounds that we are used to crutch and or pillar sounds by anyone who speaks. So during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. So I will also listen for filler sounds, including ar. These are the words which we are using. I will note it down how many times I will people are using that words. I will note it down until present the end of the meeting. I will report to the once called by the general evaluator. So thanks, Toastmaster Bala. So.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Madhu. And to give the impetus to the attack team, and as a last member of the attack team who would present the report, I would now call upon a person who is pursuing final year of engineering, and she is an enthusiastic learner, and she came to Toastmasters to overcome the fear of public speaking, and that is especially in front of a wider audience. And I can pretty much see it is not all main stuff in the tag team. We have a woman also. And to finish the presentation of the tag team's report at the end of the meeting today, I would take the help of this person. And the person name is Toastmaster Shruti. And please, everyone, put up a huge round of applause for welcoming Toastmaster Shruti. And let me also hear from Toastmaster Shruti for what she would do in her role today. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your beautiful introduction. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests today. As a grammarian, I will be carefully listening to your English usage. I will note down any inappropriate usages, or even even if you use any exquisite words, and also quotes and sayings, which I find intriguing. And also, it is my responsibility as a grammarian to introduce you to the word of the day today, which is dichotomy, which means dividing something into two parts. And similar words are split, contrast, or difference. Usages is there was a clear dichotomy between what Ashley said she would do and what she actually did. And also, there is an interesting example in literature. We can also say that in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, a dichotomy is created between two households, which are the Capulets and the Montagues. So I encourage you, everyone, to use the word of the day today, which is dichotomy. Thank you. And over to you, General.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. And with that, I will finish the briefing of roles of tag team members and their introduction. And I would now give it over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan. Over to you, T.O. Modi. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for detailed introduction of your team. So we will follow all the guidelines you are going to taking note. So next, even though we heard a lot of story and many lectures, a single punchline will be a life changer that sparks our mind. So next, we have a quote master who is going to introduce a quote to change our life. So the quote master going to be a leather technologist, and he loves cooking and he loves food. So he is none other than our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Palanisamy. Over to you, Toastmaster Palanisamy.
Toastmasters and dear guests, more than a century ago, men had limitation with transportation. So it took weeks to reach a destination for men and goods. So this left with men a tough situation. Normally, tough situation create tough men. These men innovated better, faster transportation mode. So then the birth of motor vehicles resulted in much faster transportation. So tough men create easy times. During these easy times, men started using the vehicles excessively and became lazy and unhealthy. Easy times create weak men. And through reckless usage of vehicles, men started polluting the planet and made it unsafe place to live. Weak men create tough times. The quote of the day is, tough times create tough men create easy times create weak men, and weak men create tough times. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Sorry. Thank you, Palani sir. Even I confused your name, so the quote also like that. Even you can put in chat box. So thank you for that. Next, we have a idiom master. So she is a PhD holder and currently working as a guest lecturer at Government Arts College. It is none other than our Toastmaster Renuka Parameswari. Over to you, Toastmaster Renuka.
A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and the guests today. A very happy Parents' Day to all. It's 24th July today. Every year, 4th Sunday of July is observed as National Parents' Day. Former President of United States, Bill Clinton, signed a Congress resolution recognizing the role of parents in the upliftment of their children, which is being celebrated as Parents' Day. The first love and care for every child is their parents. They become the role model of their children. I hope you all will agree with me. Now, let's move to the idioms of the day. The first idiom is apple of one's eye. This idiom explains the love and importance of someone who is very special and close to the heart. It can be used as for every parent, children are the apples of their eye. The second idiom is a chip of the old block. I repeat, a chip of the old block. It explains the character or a behavior of a child who closely resembles her or his parents or ancestors of the family. As my son resembles my father, the usage may be like this. My son is a chip of the old block who is very generous in nature like his grandpa. Thank you all. Let's all celebrate our parents not only today but on every day. Once again, happy Parents' Day to all. Back to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Renuka, there was a wonderful idioms. So next, when I heard about the thank you. So next we are going to an interesting session. So before that, when the general evaluator introduced all the roles, one incident from Toastmaster life struck in my mind. So one of the Toastmaster got an accident in the road and he admitted in the hospital. The doctor asked him what happened. The Toastmaster replied that I was driving the bicycle bike. So when the green, yellow, red signal flashes, when the red signal flashes, I thought that there is a 30-second grace period to cross the road, so that he got an accident. So here we have 30-second grace period, but it is not applicable for all the areas. So let's start with the prepared speech. So today we have an interesting set of speakers going to deliver a prepared speech. So first we have let's introduce the first speaker. He is a chartered accountant in chemical MNC company, and he is a dynamic individual. He is very passionate Toastmasters. He won a lot of international speech, table topic speech awards. So before I introduce, welcome him, let me call Toastmaster Rekha to share his project objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Vignesh. Pardon me, my camera has a problem, so I'm not able to switch on the camera. So today, Toastmaster Vignesh is going to deliver his speech from Level 5, Project 1, HPL speech from Effective Coaching Pathways. The speech title is What's in a Goal? The objective of his speech, the purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Vignesh to apply his leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. This is the first speech. So the purpose of the first speech for Toastmaster Vignesh is to introduce his plan and vision. So to repeat, his project title is, or speech title is, What's in a Goal? All the very best, Toastmaster Abhilash, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha, ma'am. So yeah, so the speaker is going to be Toastmaster Abhilash. So the speech title is What's in a Goal? What's in a Goal? Toastmaster Abhilash. Over to you.
A very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Give me just a moment. Yeah, a very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Talk about introductions that can make you nervous. And I'm sure I'm very nerved down by the way Toastmaster Vignesh introduced me. So it's time to change the introductions. Today, I'm going to give a very special speech. Probably a little different speech, I could say. Usually when I do give a particular speech, it is about sharing stories. And there was even one time sharing information and all that. But for today, the speech is a little different because it is going to be a speech with an outlook to the future. But the foundation for the future is always laid from the past. So let me start off as usual with a little story. Over 2 years ago, I would say, so one of my friends forced me to come on one fine Sunday afternoon. She told me, see, I'm going to this thing called Toastmasters. Come along, see what they do. And that Sunday afternoon, coincidentally, I didn't have anything to do. So I just decided, okay, let me go along. I came in, I saw what they did. And let me tell you, I was honestly a little afraid at the way I was called for table topics. So I was very nervous. But that thing struck me. All right, why don't we become better at this? Why don't we join in? And the atmosphere was very conducive. The VP membership and everyone spoke to me so cordially. I was encouraged to attend and I wanted to attend a few more meetings. And slowly I started gaining confidence all the way to my icebreaker. Then suddenly the pandemic came, things turned topsy around, and within 1 year, probably a little bit of luck and a little bit of planning on my part, I started taking leadership roles from VP membership. Then I took up VP education where I helped everyone probably give speeches, take up roles and all those. And finally, I took up president of Chennai Toastmasters Club where I had a team and I had to ensure that the team worked well and the meetings were conducted on. And I would say I achieved that with reasonable success. It was good going. And then a few months back, so my mentor also told, go take the plunge. And I was also interested and I applied for the area director role and I got selected. The area director role is a little different. Now I had not just one club, now I have 3 clubs to manage under me. And let me tell you, it is not manage. I had 3 clubs and my goal here is to facilitate. It's a facilitator. I had to ensure that these 3 clubs do well and achieve whatever their goals are. Let me tell you what was my particular vision here. What is my particular vision here? For me, my aim is to build a sustainable area, which means the clubs have to be sustainable, the members have to be happy and ensure that they are developing well. This is all is my vision for Area C1. And how do I go about achieving it? So Toastmasters has a very beautiful data-driven dashboard where if all the club leaders will know the distinguished club program, it is an indicator of the club's health. And see, while qualitatively I can say club's health I need to improve, make sustainable. Coming down to quantitative analysis, you perform well in the DCP program. It shows that your club is definitely reasonably healthy. So translate my vision to my mission. This is what I want to ensure that all the 3 clubs in my area are distinguished clubs. What is distinguished? So you have to achieve a minimum of 5 out of 10 goals. So a combination of education and membership goals, which will ensure that members are also doing their speeches fine and the club is also bringing in new members to the benefits of Toastmasters. So this is in short my mission. So now vision is done, sustainable. Mission, yes, of course I have to ensure that the 3 clubs become distinguished. But how do I go about achieving this? Back when I was president, I had a formal set of leaders who were elected to the executive committee of the club to help me. But now it was a little different. I'm going to go into uncharted waters, right? So I'm not alone on this. So I requested the help of a few senior Toastmasters and young Toastmasters, and they've agreed to help me in achieving this goal. So to introduce to you all, I'm going to tell you briefly, the assistant area director is Toastmaster Rekha. And the admin manager, area admin manager is Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. The area PR manager is Toastmaster Anirudh, and the area mentor is distinguished Toastmaster Prakash. To tell you in brief what we have charted out, so Toastmaster Rekha as assistant area director is she's a very senior and experienced Toastmaster. She will help me to ensure that the educational awards of the clubs are going on just fine and ensure that they get good educational speakers and resources. The area records are always very important, and one additional role of the area admin manager is to ensure that all leaders are up to date. So the area admin manager will ensure that all leaders are properly trained at the OTPs. He will take in their attendance. He will maintain our records, and he also cascade all district information to the area, to the club leaders, so that all the clubs stand benefited. The area PR manager, Toastmaster Anirudh, will ensure that we publicize what all the activities that we do to ensure that we attract in new members and ensure our own members stand recognized. And finally, the area mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Prakash, who is a very senior Toastmaster, and he will ensure that whatever we are doing is on course and we are on course to achieve our goals. So how do I go about this? The first thing is the club success plan. So based on this, we will chart out a course for the entire year for all the clubs. And then what is going to be our plan for the year is ensure that clubs stick to this plan so that we have a fully formulated, clear blueprint to ensure that all these clubs achieve their goals. We'll have periodic area council meetings to ensure that the clubs are going on as scheduled. So this is the plan for the year. And to guide me, I have a guidance committee. So consisting of my own mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, then distinguished Toastmaster Venu, and Toastmaster Abhirami. So these 3 people will be on the guidance committee to ensure that whatever I do is going to be reflecting in the year-end goal. What do I say now? Probably I'm a little excited, definitely, but a lot nervous. As I go on this, I'm going to be very frank, I am a lot nervous, but I'm sure that with the able guidance of my guidance committee and my 4 captains to steer the ship, I'm sure that I'm going to chart a really successful path ahead. So thank you. And this is the plan for the year. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhilash, for sharing your past journey and the future plan. So this layout is definitely helpful for budding Toastmasters like me. Thank you for sharing your journey for us. So next, we have next speaker is a distinguished Toastmaster, and she is a chartered accountant and a founding member of the Chennai Toastmaster Club. And to tell about few more achievements of her, she is a leadership coach and a trainer and a district mentor pool chair and a 3x DTM and past district governor and chief judge of D82. So the next speaker is, you might have all guessed it. So it is DTM Nina Jan. So before welcome her, let me call her evaluator Toastmaster Nahendra Bharati. Over to you, Toastmaster Nahendra Bharati.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vignesh. First of all, let me congratulate DTM Ninajan for getting the chartered accountant status today through our TMOD Toastmaster Vignesh. Now today, the founding member of our Chennai Toastmasters Club, a distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, is taking up her project under Pathway Motivational Strategies. It's an elective project, L4 elective project. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to motivate team members through the completion of the project. The purpose of this speech is to share some aspect of her experience motivating team members through the completion of a project. This project is Motivate Others. The title of the project is Mentoring, the Heart of Toastmasters. All the best, DTM Nina Jan. Over to you, Toastmaster TMOD Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nahendra Bharati. So DTM Nina Jan, mentoring the heart of Toastmasters. Mentoring the heart of Toastmasters, DTM Nina Jan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vignesh, and a very warm good evening to all those who are here. Mentoring, they say, is the heart of Toastmasters. And this is something I truly believe, because if it's not for all the different mentors in Toastmasters and elsewhere, I would not be where I am today. In Toastmasters, I would say all of us in many ways are mentoring each other. But we found that when D120 was established 3 years ago, it was one of the newest districts. So what we needed to do was fill up the lacunae in terms of mentoring systems for individuals within the different clubs. Past district director Praveen Mani invited me to launch something called the mentor pool. The idea was to build up a pool of not only mentors, but also a system for ensuring that mentoring could be done effectively and efficiently within the clubs. So the first thing I did was to set up a team which consisted of senior Toastmasters such as DTM Sarovel Rajan, Sampath Sauri Rajan, DTM Jayakar, and so many others. Along with that, we had individual representatives from each division. Now, I had a very peculiar task. I had to motivate this set of people as my team, and they in turn had to set up their own teams instead of consisting of individual club coordinators for mentoring who would map the mentors within different clubs, and together we would try to build up the mentoring system. I was really surprised to find that getting information from the clubs as to who are the mentors and who are the mentees, how many mentors are there in each club who have experience, and how many more mentors are required, was like pulling teeth. Nobody would give us that information. I don't know what they thought, whether they're going to get penalized because they have don't have mentors, or they don't have adequate mentors, or what it is. People just refuse to give us that information. It took us at least 3 to 4 months to set up even a bare bones mapping of how many clubs have mentors and how many don't. So we started on different strategies, and we used to meet every week. I had a fabulous team. So we brainstormed and came up with ideas such as one, simple awareness sessions. So at different division conferences or elsewhere, wherever we got the opportunity, all these mentor division representatives, everyone would speak about mentoring and say, this is what mentoring is. Mentoring is a friend, philosopher, and guide to help you through the Toastmasters journey. And this is how you go about setting up mentoring in your club. This is what should be done, and so on and so forth. And I was shocked to find what a dearth of information there was for mentors, and how few mentors actually knew what they were supposed to be doing. So the first thing we did was, actually, I said, okay, let me start with my own home club before I start preaching to other clubs. So we set up a boot camp in CTM itself, where we met for a series of about 8 sessions, where we discussed what does a mentor have to do and how should he or she go about it. So we had sessions on basics, pathways, business meetings, parliamentary procedures, contest management, judges training, all of these things, so that mentors know what they're supposed to be doing when they're telling mentees what is their path. And the whole idea of the mentoring was to have a more holistic view of mentoring, where it was not just, Saturday morning, I have a meeting. Okay, Friday evening, I send one script to my mentor and say, this is my script. Please tell me, is it all right? I'm going. Mentor doesn't have time to look at the speech. The mentee doesn't have time to discuss the speech. Neither of them know what's happening, and something is scribbled and sent off. Somewhere along this contest season, everyone gets very hyper, and then they all have all these different contest mentors. Then they go to all these people, and it is still not enough. So we said, okay, every club should set up a proper mentoring season, and you should make sure that this is done. So that is what we started with our first club in CTM. We had the mentor awareness session, we had the boot camp, and different division directors started having implementing this with their division representatives in all the different clubs and divisions. I think it did make a difference, because now people actually call up or send messages and say, oh, we hear you have a mentor pool. Can you give us mentors? So then the next question is, what kind of a club do you have? People think just getting a mentor, off the shelf is a very easy thing to do. It's not. What kind of club do you have? Is it corporate? Is it community? Is it college? In that case, what are the kind of mentors you want to be looking for? Are you looking for people with experience? Are you looking for people with corporate experience? What are you actually looking for? So now we found that mentor mapping on those lines became a much easier process. More people started understanding what mentoring is and how you can do it systematically. And that, I think, is, in a way, the success of the mentor pool, because people are now no longer worried about going to the dentist and having their teeth saved. They're saying, no, please, can we come and tell us what we should do in terms of mentoring. So in terms of the strategies for the team, I think the team did a great job brainstorming, executing, carrying out what was required. And on the whole, the very fact that there is a greater awareness about mentoring in the 2 years that we've had for the mentor pool, and it's being constituted and repeated for this year, is itself a success. And that's how we said mentoring is for every club and every individual, because Toastmasters makes leaders, and mentoring is what empowers individuals. Back to you, Toastmaster Vinay.
Thank you, DTM Nina Jan, for sharing some insights about mentoring and mentor pool, everything. Thank you very much for that. Regarding the mentor, the individual mentor you said, right? So there is a one incident strike to my mind. There is a one Toastmaster. He slept all the time. He slept evenings. He slept. He ate his dinner and he slept every day. So when asked, he said that my mentor told me that never give up on my dreams. So who is L&T, who is working as a L&T, who is working in L&T technology services, and he reads, he loves reading books, and he also a gym practitioner. So he is Toastmaster Ramwell. Before inviting Toastmaster Ramwell, let's invite his evaluator Toastmaster Sharath to share his project objective and details. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharath.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, my dear target speaker and all the audience. Today, Toastmaster Ramwell is going to deliver his level 2 project 2 in presentation mastery, evaluation and feedback speech number 2. The purpose is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply feedback to the second speech. This is the second speech. The purpose of this speech is for him to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback he received from his previous speech. So timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Ram. Over to you, Tiana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. So Toastmaster, next the speaker is Toastmaster Ramwell. Toastmaster Ramwell, explore the unknown. Explore the unknown, Toastmaster Ramwell. No, Ramwell, so your voice is so feeble.
Is it okay now? Is it clear? Right?
Yes, it's good now.
Yes.
Yep.
So, do you know number of Indian people going abroad is 4 times more than number of foreign people visiting India for vacation per year? A very excited evening to shining Toastmasters and my dear honored guests. One fine morning of my first year college summer vacation, I was scrolling down the reels in the Instagram, and unfortunately a reel came up named love marriage versus arranged marriage. So my father also came inside the room. I did not see him, that he was seeing me from behind and what I was watching. So accidentally I turned back and surprised to see what my father with a little anxiety inside. Thank God he did not say anything. And he mentioned me that I was not doing enough activity to be healthy. So and told me to be ready in the next morning to do such activity by 5 a.m. So next morning, 5 a.m., I was completely ready by wearing shoes and other sportswears. My father came out and told me to take the car. I started driving the car was running smoothly. And since I did not know where to go, he was guiding me with the routes. As I was driving, I could see a lot of greenery on the either side of the road. At last, we reached the destination, and there was a person standing with a barefoot. And initially, I thought he was a person with one among the tribal people, but he started waving hand at us. And my father gave him a handshake and introduced me to him for the first time. I asked that person, shall we begin? And that person gave me a crazy look and told me, before we begin, take off your shoes and put it inside the trunk of the car. Then I also joined the barefoot committee. So then I asked, where are we going, uncle? And he replied by saying, we are going hiking. I was totally excited to hear that I'm going for a hiking. So we started. Before we start the journey for the first day, he told me one ground rule, which was wherever I go, I should be in the visible range. As I was young, believe me, still I am, I used to climb very fast and maintain a distance of 50 meters with them. Like everyone else, I also started hearing music and enjoy the sound of the forest. The
You would not believe me, the pathway of the forest is very narrow and curvy and rocky, with the forest on the one side and eye-catching view on the other side. So, since it was not a usual pathway, after having a small walk, I saw back, they were not there. There was no sign of human presence even. So I started sweating, my body started trembling, and because of the frightened look of the forest. So with that, I started climbing down. After reaching a certain distance, I could see them having a conversation with this shepherd guy. So I sighed with a great breath. Ever since I stopped maintaining a distance even. So since that was my first experience, I started questioning the guy. How often do you do this? How long have you been doing this? So my last craziest question was, have you ever seen wild animal in this region while hiking? As soon as he answered that question, the pleasant sound of the forest turned into a nightmare for me. And after that, I didn't even leave my father's hand. I started climbing by holding my father's hand. So at last we reached the top of the mountain, and I've never seen a beautiful view of Coimbatore like that before, even from Marudamalai Murugan temple. And the day was good and we completed the journey. It took us nearly 4 to 5 hours to climb up and down. And on the second day at 4:45 a.m. in the morning, I woke up, I got down from the bed. As I kept my foot on the ground, I had a feeling of keeping it on the blazing fire because of the previous day barefoot hiking experience. With all the procrastination code running all across my mind, I succeeded beginning the journey for the second day. The day was slow and we identified few spots for relaxing. That day I got to learn many things about tribal people, the way they divert back the wild animals back to the forest, and they are very handy in medical application of the trees nearby. Most of the trees they know and they are familiar with. So every day we used to hike. On the 14th and last day of my vacation, we began a journey. We were about to complete the journey, but we heard an explosion from the nearby town. And for the first time in my life, I got scared because of the cracker sound, since that is not usual in the mountain regions. And I also remembered that person answering my third question, that he had an accident meeting with 3 giant tuskers in his previous days. So as we came down, I could see a tribal people diverting a giant tusker with by bursting crackers and generating sounds. That time I had a dichotomy in my heart, which were my one side of the heart was running heavily and other side admiring the team effort of the people. So in this modernized world, getting this kind of experience is quite difficult. But modernization has left certain place to explore in our own way. People often think that there are foreign lands are suitable for exploration. We do often forget the fact that there are many places in India to explore. I have had such great experience in Coimbatore, Palamalai, Aranganatha temple. Our ancestors have transformed so many places into beautiful and strong and wonderful architectures. Do you think those are not valuable enough to be seen? Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramwell. So it was thank you for taking us through the adventurous journey where you traveled. So yeah, it is really needed travel to explore many things. So once you said about the travel, one incident remains my mind. So one guy went to area which you told similar to the area, rocky area, and he wanted to capture a area. So that scenery was really awesome. So he suddenly dropped his mobile phone, and after he took the mobile phone, it was no damage, it was no scratch and all. Do you know why?
Gorilla Glass? It
Sorry?
fell into the water.
No.
It had Gorilla Glass, maybe.
No. So it doesn't have any scratch or anything because the mobile was in flight mode. So hope you understand. So next we have a table topic session, which was a very interesting session. So here guests also can participate. To conduct the table topic session, we have a very intelligent, very dynamic individual. So he who is a electrical engineering by qualification and software engineer by profession. And he's working in Applied Materials India Private Limited, and he is current president of Chennai Toastmasters Club. So let's welcome with a round of applause Toastmasters Lakshmi Narayana. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. See, one of the most exciting portion of Toastmaster meeting is, everyone will agree, is the table topics session. And the main objective is to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills to effectively think on their feet by answering an unrehearsed questions. Because so far we've seen only prepared speeches. Now it's going to be speech where we give a topic and randomly pick a topic and speak on the topic. And the purpose of this session is also to give every member the opportunity to speak. People who didn't give prepared speech or who are not part of a tag team. So we do this with the table topic session. So as part of that, I'll pick members and guests from this meeting and give them a topic in the form of a quote or questions. And he or she has to speak on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So some of the guests, some of the people, guests who are new to this forum might wonder what is the purpose of table topics and how it's going to help them in public speaking. So to help them, I just want to do 2 scenarios where table topics might help you. The first one could be like the very common. Suppose you are at your workplace, and if your boss stops at your cubicle suddenly and asks you for a status, which you didn't never expected, it is unexpected, then how do you react to the situation? That's very important. So that is one situation where you have to answer an ambiguous question. And very common example with the family man is that suppose if you come home very late, and if your spouse doesn't ask you anything and takes it easy, and the time when you think she's not going to ask anything and about these things and she forgot, and suddenly if she asks you why you are very late, and you will have no time to rehearse, but you have to speak and you have to tell an answer. So I think this table topics will definitely help you to manage such situations. So what this table topics is used is specifically designed to develop the 4 essential communication skills. That's listening skill, the thinking, and organizing the whatever thought you have to organize, and then speak what thoughts which you have organized. So you have to listen, think, organize, and speak. And today I'll be asking only very simple questions, form of post and questions. And your response must be but within 1 to 2 minutes. Like at 1 minute we'll show green light, at 1 minute 30 seconds yellow light, and 2 minutes red light. And you will be given a 30 seconds grace period to wind up your speech, the proper mention. And I also encourage people to use the word of the day as much as possible. So let's get started with this table topic session, having explained so much. We actually asked for people to volunteer, but since there was no volunteer yet, so let me begin with one of the Toastmasters. I think I can start with Toastmaster Anirudh. Anirudh, are you available to take up this?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. So the topic to you is like, have you ever been told you look like someone famous? If so, who was it? Have you ever been told? Have you ever been told you look like someone famous? If so, who was it?
Thank you, table topic master. Have you ever been told to look like someone famous, and who was it? Yes, like this is something which I've always been advised by many of my peers, not physically but intellectually and monetarily, to look like very great people. Like I've always received advice from both my classmates, my teachers, my parents, and everything. You must always try to look like those people who have really achieved great things in their life. Like it ranges from very nice, well-known scientists like APJ Abdul Kalam to really big, like businessmen such as Ratan Tata, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and many such people. So what I think that their looks doesn't matter. What matters is how close you are to them intellectually, how close you are to them on a mind basis. So I always try to train myself to be more like those people I like a lot. As I said, Elon Musk, Ratan Tata, Bill Gates, really famous people. So that's it on table topic, Master. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. You just nailed it on time. So I can see your passion for great leaders like both from India, Kalam and Elon Musk. I'm sure they are really being your mentor or influencer as well. Actually, my topic was like to ask you. Have you told someone how you look like someone else? Because I asked this question because sometimes when I meet some strangers, they talk to me as if they know. They say that I've seen you somewhere. And they said, no, I'm meeting for the first time. And then they say that, are you the one who conducting that comedy time? They think I look like Mailsami. And some they say I look like Saran Raj. I don't know how it resembles, but maybe some of the people are laughing. I think you might see that in my face maybe. So that is the reason I have this as a topic. Okay, let's move on to the next speaker. Is Toastmaster Krishna Kashyap. Are you there? I saw him online. Toastmaster Krishna. Okay, so let's move on to the next speaker. I'll pull him later. And Toastmaster Geeta. Geeta, ma'am, are you available to take up a topic?
Yes, hi. Hi, Toastmaster.
Hi. Okay, it's going to be again simple, quickly. If you have a choice to be the funniest or the smartest person in the room, maybe this meeting, if you have a choice to be funniest or smartest person in the room, which one you will be and why?
So you're putting me into a dilemma now, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Well, I would like to be a funniest person. Yes, in a way, at least by being funny or bringing out funny acts, at least I can bring smiles to other people's faces. And I'm a person who loves humor a lot. And I like being around fun-loving people. So it is okay for me to be a funny person. In fact, during my school days and college days, people used to call me a bit funny. They used to treat me like a funny person only. Sometimes they used to tell me the kind of number of bangles I used to wear to my college and go. They used to make a lot of fun. I somehow loved, all of the attention that I used to get from my friends and all of that. But definitely, I would also want to be the smartest person, because just being funny, I'm only making a fool of myself. But then being a smart is also the need of the hour and need of the day today. So being smart again means thinking and in a right direction, acting in a right direction, and bringing some value to myself and making my Toastmasters, for example, be it in the Toastmasters fraternity, making my Toastmasters proud of me, making my family proud by doing great things. So I would definitely want to be a smartest person as well. At the same time, I'm not that kind of a person who like to have a grumpy face and keep pushing others down or something like that. I love humor. At the same time, I like to be a humorous person as well. I wouldn't say funny person. It wouldn't be an exaggeration if I would tell you that we recently had a Shroff night, which was like few months ago. We all met, all the Shroff brothers met at Bangalore. And we had a lot of competitions, we had catwalks, everything. I participated in all of that. And finally, when the awards were being, it was just a family game. And when we were given the awards, I was given the most lively person in the family. So it was, I really felt very happy when I received that kind of an award, wherein the other daughter-in-laws were a little grumpy. They didn't know how to participate. They were not sportive enough. So I was like, all in one, which I really enjoyed, and I definitely would want to be the smartest as well. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. I really agree. You're the most fun-loving person, also the smartest person. I have seen this most of the roles you take, the way you conduct these meetings. I've seen that, and as you said, like you started from people started making fun of you, you turned out to be a fun-loving person, and then you become a smartest person who still likes humor. That's the way you put it. Directly, you're a smartest person who like humor. I take it that way. And with that, I move on to the next speaker. Next table topic speaker. Do you have? I saw Kalvat here. Though you didn't volunteer, I'm just pulling you up. Kalvat, are you there?
Hi, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Hi, Kalvat. Yeah. Now, something I really wanted to ask you. That's why I'm going to ask this question. So, what is your favorite way to spend your weekends?
What is your
favorite way to spend your weekends?
Favorite day to spend your
favorite way. How do you spend your weekends?
Oh, favorite way.
Yeah.
To spend your okay, great. Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for the wonderful topic. The topic given to me is what is your favorite way to spend your weekend? Okay, two things I want to talk about here. One, today, instead of going to the topic, I'm going to talk about how to handle the table topic session or any improper topic in our life. Table topic session will help us how to face the external world from out of the box question. And Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana said how to manage your manager doing your regular meeting or your appraisal discussion. Because when someone asks for a question, sometimes we are not prepared to handle. So we can talk about the topic. First of all, you have to listen the topic very carefully, understand it, and try to relate your day-to-day activity or your personal life. And if you are not able to relate the topic, then talk something about the topic for minimum of 1 minute or against the topic for the 1 minute. So where you can able to handle this topic very effectively, you can also manage and you can give something. Coming to your topic, Lakshmi Narayana, what is your favorite way to spend your weekend? As you all know that nowadays still the work-life balance of this pandemic is not fully covered. I work for 6 days a week, including Saturdays. Only the Sunday is the time I have. So I have a daughters where they keep on asking me that they want to take me out sometime. So where I can just spend some time with my kids, spending time on their education, or where I can just look on some movies or some news. And that's how the weekend I can say only Sunday I have. So that's how it goes. But having said that, it is always, you can just talk about your personal life to just handle the table topic or improper speech that will help you in your any situation. Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Kalvat. You handled it very well. I think it was it was the way you helped the other table topic speaker who was going to speak further to handle and to told them how to handle such situations. Whether you know the answer to the topic, for the topic, or against the topic, still you can continue to speak. Actually, I like the spirit because that is the idea of this table topic session itself. How do you engage for 1 to 2 minutes? The best part is you have to wait for the green signal to come, and then you're okay. You'll be more comfortable to finish up by the time you get the red card. Thank you so much, and I hope the reason I asked, one reason is I mean, we'll every time we try to reach you, sometimes you are there to help us in taking approach many times, but I always want to wonder like what was your weekend time. Thank you so much for this. And next one, next speaker, let me do you have Toastmaster Karthik here? So after that I'll move on to guest. Toastmaster Karthik. Okay. Can we have some guest Rajalakshmi? Okay. Guest Himanjali. Are you there to answer question? So guest Raj.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Raj. Maybe I'll ask you a very simple question. I don't know if you want, you can change the topic as well later. The question is, are you a shy person?
Why
If
I
so,
am shy person?
no, are you a shy person? Just a question. And just before talking.
No. No. I am moving to all.
Okay, then I'm not going to ask this question. I'll move on to the next one. So, do you like being in the spotlight?
Yes, I'm always being like.
Please speak on the topic. That's your topic.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Thanks for giving chance to me on discussion of the topic. Wherever we go and wherever we meet friends and colleagues, and in office or wherever in travel, definitely we want to be attract others, because it is we tend to do that. We may attract others by cracking jokes, by our personality, or speaking well in famous topic, and how we behave to others. So all these are all maybe somewhat some people keep watching us or listening others. But if we want to be smart, we in spotlight in across the places, we should be anyone have special character with us. If I am in meeting, I have to present well to be a spotlight. If I am in work, I should be present well, whatever the expectation my boss. So then only I will be in spotlight. And end of the year, wherever we want to be in appraisal, I should be in across parameter to be smart or give well presented. Then only I will be in spotlight. So without spotlight, we not get motivated. Without motivation, we can't make ourselves best output. Without output, we nowhere in the any place. So spotlight is I'm always prefer, and I do prefer everyone by. Thanks for giving.
Thank you, guest Raj. That was one of the best message I could see for, especially for the corporate world. Without spotlight, you'll not be recognized, you'll not be awarded, and it's quite important for appraisal as well. Thank you so much. And do you have any other guest who was willing to take up a topic? Maybe I'll give the topic.
Yes, sir.
first.
Vinod, guest Vinod.
Hi, Vinod. Okay, I will give you a topic.
Yes.
The topic is, if you could choose any person from history to be your imaginary friend. If you could choose any person from history to be your imaginary friend, who would it be and why?
I would choose Thomas Alva Edison as my imaginary friend, because he worked. He's an inventor, but he worked very hard day and night only through his perspiration. That is through sweat he earned his place in the history, and he invented what is the most basic ever in human history. That is the light bulb. Without light bulb, we don't have light. And he modified and developed the first gramophone ever. That gramophone gave us music, what we hear, and the headphones, what the Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana is having in his ears. And many other inventions like gramophone, electrical wires, many things like that he invented for the future. He laid the foundations for many of the sciences which took us further into the future. Without him, no invention is complete. Everywhere we take us, DC current was his invention, direct current was his invention, dynamo was also his invention. More than that, electrical power he spread throughout the world. Every world he spread electrical current. That is his greatest credential for history. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So I thought who you want to be the imaginary friend of history, you chose Thomas Alva Edison. The thing I don't know, people remember us the story from him, like how he forgot his name by us, so deep involved in inventions. And there is also one famous quote, I don't know the exact part of the quote, where he says that when he was trying to invent the tungsten bulb, maybe he failed for 99 times, he succeeded only the 100th time. He said that I know 99 ways how to not make a bulb. He considered each fail as an invention actually for him. So one of the greatest scientists we hear about. Thanks for reminding him now. Thank you, Vinod.
Thanks, welcome.
So is there any guest who want to try these table topics? Maybe I'll give a very simple topic. Guest raising. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How about you?
Oh, great. So this is going to be a very simple topic for you. Which is the best joke you heard in your childhood, which still makes you laugh even today?
Well, okay. So I'm someone who is not great when it comes to recalling memories or things like that. So this question is quite something that's putting me off. I mean, it's coming off guard to me. So
No, it need not be a childhood joke. You can even say the joke which you heard recently, which you can share.
Okay. Yeah. So my personality is that I can't really keep down when it comes to a good joke or anything. So I really, when something's funny, I do show it up front, and sometimes that's even inconvenient in some ways. One particular incident that I can think of was during my college days. So I studied in a girls' co-ed college, but we had a very strict girls' hostel, and the warden was a person who used to be a very strict person. We had to be in time for curfews and things like that. I don't particularly remember what, but one particular instant we were confronted because we were making too many noise. So the person confronted us with a lot of questions, and at that moment, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't stop laughing at whatever questions she was asking at us, because it was really silly the way we were treated. So I had to laugh it out on her face, and that kind of like offended her. But then at the end of the whole scenario, everybody just ended up laughing, and then we kind of like broke ice that way. So that's something that was a laugh that I can never forget, because it came out at a moment that nobody expected, and yeah, that's the only. I don't know what the joke was or what the questions were, but yeah, the situation was quite funny.
Thank you. No, I could understand that how funny it was, because you were still laughing at what has happened. That shows it was a really funny thing happened for you. Thank you, Grace. Should we call us Grace?
Yeah, Grace.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And do you have any other speakers, any guests who want to try? Maybe I'll give a topic. Again, very simple quote. Okay, I'll ask a simple question, so anyone can volunteer to say. The question is: do you think ignorance is bliss? Do you think ignorance is bliss? That's a topic anyone can pick up. Any volunteers?
Shall I?
Menu, who's this?
Palnichami.
Yes, sir, you can.
Ignorance is, can you repeat?
Do you think ignorance is bliss? You can either talk in for or against it.
Ignorance is a bliss for those who want to continue to be ignorant. But definitely for those who don't want to be ridiculed, ignorance is not a bliss. So it is based on the individual. They will choose either to continue to be ignorant or to become smarter, because not everyone knows everything. But if you are adamant to continue to be ignorant, that is real stupidity. So it is okay to be ignorant, but we should try to learn things, after knowing that we are not aware of this. So we should try to understand, we should try to learn. So that is the way to we can become smart, and we can become blissful even by becoming smarter. So thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Palisami. If you want, you can extend some more time if you add some more points to get the green light at least.
Yes, yeah. So actually, I am the person like that. In many of the situation, I got ridiculed. I felt that I am stupid, but I worked hard to learn things. I spent time. I attended courses. So then I became better at it. So I will always support to, it is possible to learn, it is possible to become smarter, and also to possible to become smarter and be blissful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I take your point. Okay. Yes, ignorance is bliss only for the ignorant people. Maybe it may not be for the smartest people. That's what you said. And you can be smart and also gain a bliss. So you involve both. So I totally agree with you. I'm with you for whatever you answer. Thank you so much. And we have, I think we have, do we have time for one more last speaker?
Yes, we have spent 25 minutes on table topic.
So shall we wind up now?
Yeah, maybe we can take one more topic if you could.
Okay, I have a topic, but I need a speaker. So I'll give a topic now. Let's leave it. Okay, this is again a very simple topic. The question I'm going to ask a question now. Do you prefer doing things right or doing the right thing? Again, the question is, do you prefer doing things right or doing the right thing?
Sir, Nataraj here, I can try, sir.
Okay, sorry again, Raj. Let's give chance for any other speaker who didn't try.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Naveen is volunteering.
Hi, Naveen. Thanks, sir. Shall I repeat the question? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you prefer doing things right or doing the right thing?
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful topic, table topic master, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. And doing the right thing, it is the up to me, I think, because if we doing the right thing, then it will always comes the right always, and we always need the success first, because our goal is to need the success and we need to achieve something in our life. So as their Toastmaster, as a part of human being, we need to achieve something in and the perspectives given timings. So doing the right thing is the best choice, and I think on behalf of Chennai Toastmasters Club believed me in doing the committee roles, and that's why I received this recognition. Just now after came from the OTP, I get the recognition award from our district 120. So this is the best thing, and doing the right thing to achieve something in our life. So if we do the right thing, then always we will get the recognition from the right persons and the right departments, I think so. So, okay, over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Naveen. You, as you always, as you said, you're doing the right thing always, and that's what leads you to do all these things. I'm sure you're going to continue the same thing in the further upcoming exam session. Tenure also. Thank you, Naveen, and thanks everyone. But by this, we coming to the end of the table topic session. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll hand over the control back to the Toastmaster, Vignesh. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Yeah, we really enjoyed the table topic session, and thank you for covering wide variety of topics. It is really intriguing. So back to the agenda. Many people hate advice. So if we get advice, I really hate it. So if it is advice mostly comes from very generic way, so that I really hate. Say for example, one guy joined in a gym, and the gym instructor told him that ask him to wear a loose clothing, and that guy said, I wouldn't join gym if I had any loose clothing. So he was that much big. So kind of, so without understanding the output, we could not give any feedback. So here, unlike that, here we have a set of gentle evaluators. They keenly watched us, so they are going to give a feedback right now. So let's understand, let's hear the feedback from them, so we can hear them. So because they understand our output clearly. So to conduct the general evaluation session, I hand over the control to general evaluator Bala. Over to you, general evaluator Bala.
Yeah, thank you, TMOD Vignesh. Yeah, so what a great session we in fact have been having with a lot of variety too. And we are now at the fag end of the session. And as you all know, the evaluation session of Toastmaster meetings is going to be like that beacon of light, which will help the ships to come to the shore, right? and all of us would want to be improving ourselves, and there would need to be a team which will be throwing light to make sure the speaker is going to be in the limelight always, right? So that is for which we have this session for, and we have the evaluation of prepared speeches to happen first, and to follow that up, we'll have the tag teams report, and then I will try to spice that up with sort of general evaluation on the overall proceedings of the meeting. And yeah, so just I can pretty much see that the sad look on your face. The meeting is going to be anything, but there is always the next meeting, which is always there. So, right. So we will get into this evaluation session, and to evaluate the first prepared speaker, the speaker was Toastmaster Abhilash, and I would need to call a person, and this person, or this personality rather, I would put it, has had a lot of accolades, and to quote a few, and she is a member of Chennai Toastmaster Club for more than 7 years, and have been the president of Chennai Toastmasters, and was also the secretary and VP of Education of Chennai Toastmasters. She is currently doing the second part, completed CC and CL in legacy systems, and founder and chief of Kalpataru Consulting, a project management coach and consultant. She coaches professionals on PMP and Agile certifications. I would now request everyone to give a warm welcome to our first evaluator, the evaluator of the first prepared speech, Toastmaster Rekha. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So now to share the evaluation of Toastmaster Abhilash speech, let me first set again remind what the project objective is. It is for him to come out with the plan, share his plan, and about organizing a guidance committee on and then establish a vision for his project, HPL project. So now let me share what I love the most in a speech, and then later I'll share how the his speech can be moved to the elevated to the next level. The one thing which I love the most is when he opened the speech, he did say, this is a special speech and this is a the different speech, by which he was setting the tone or setting the stage for the audience to be prepared. When he said this, I was sitting upright to understand what is that special about the speech. So that was good. Yeah, his speech was very conversational. I have seen he has his speech tone, or his the style of speech has improved a lot, as I have heard many of his speech. So that was good. And going in line with the project objective, he did share what is his vision. He did share who is his supportive team, not only their names, but what is their position, what is their roles, and about and he also spoke about the area council meeting and about his guidance committee. So that was well set. And he also mentioned about the what is distinguished club. So having said this, what I love to hear more than what he shared is, one, this being a formal speech. This is not a casual speech. That is what I would see this as. This being a formal speech, I would love him to stand and deliver the speech. This may be very basic, but still the presentation is much different when it is done in a standing mode. And he did speak about DCP points. Maybe those who have exposure to what is DCP points, he would have shared it. Not the entire one, at least as a sample. He did talk about meeting minimum criteria, but what is DCP point? Few criteria could have been shared. And he was talking throughout the speech like his aim is to sustain the clubs. What is sustenance means? So that he could have given a few liner or couple of lines. When there is a project, this is a project, he could have said like, what is the duration of the project? He did mention this is an annual project. Did this project, as based on his role, started now, or what is the duration? And when this project is going to come to an end? When there is a project, there is also not only plan, you need to monitor and control your project. So what is your plan on monitoring whether the project is going towards the goal, and what is the duration in which you're going to have a check on that, and what is your control measures to ensure that you're going on the right track, and also what is the risk factors you are foreseeing. So as such, to conclude, you did a lovely job in meeting your project objective. But when it is a project, I would also love to hear what is the step you are going to plan on how to fix if there is a deviation from the project objective. So with this, I hand over the control to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Thanks for really trying to get to the bottom of the feedback, and that definitely will be improving the speeches of the speaker next time onwards. And we will now move into the second evaluation. We all have heard that it was the advice of Lord Krishna, which in fact Arjuna took to actually win the war of Kurukshetra. So now it is going to be the other way around. We will have the disciple give feedback to his master, right? And that sort of evaluation is what is going to be happening. And I will now call upon the second evaluator for the second prepared speech which was given. And before that, I just want to also introduce this person. And the person is a retired techno-functional manager aspiring to become a speaker, writer in English and as well as in Tamil. And I would now warmly welcome with every one of the Toastmasters and guests here, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, to evaluate DTM Nina John's speech. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Bala. First of all, let me thank my mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, for sharing with us the challenges faced by her in forming the mentor pool system for D120. That was a very suitable subject taken up for this project to motivate others, as there are ample opportunities for her to motivate others while forming this mentor pool system. Very good subject taken up. And then the beginning of the speech, by explaining the reluctance on the part of the members in giving even the details of the mentors and mentees, that created laughter among the audience. That was a very good beginning. I appreciate that. And then the orderly articulation of all the challenges faced by her, starting from strategy, planning, team building, brainstorming, execution, etc. And the transition, the smooth transition happened during those stages. That actually took us through the process of that execution. It makes us to travel along with her in forming the mentor pool system. Actually, we become the part of forming the mentor pool system itself. That was very beautifully articulated by her. Well done, DTM Nina John. And then the final touch. The final touch, Nina John touch was there in ending the speech like CTM for enrollment of leaders. Mentorship is for empowerment of leaders. Very beautifully finished the speech. So overall, from beginning to end, there was a great smooth, and transitioning was also very smooth. We were able to travel along with her throughout the speech. I enjoyed the speech very well. Coming to recommendations, I would say it is more an expectation rather than a recommendation. Because the beginning of the speech, she made me to expect more funny moments narrated by her during the speech, relating while making the team building, while forming the team, while having that brainstorming session. I was expecting a lot of funny moments. As she has created expectation from us from the beginning, how she faced that funny moment of not getting the details from the members. So that was only my expectation. I can't say that it is a recommendation. That could be a dichotomy of my mind, inside my mind. It could be like that. But overall, from the beginning till end, it was a combination of entertaining as well as informational speech. Because this speech, it is a lot of information. The content is more informational content. That is why she has taken the pathway to make it as a motivational strategy, more serious strategy to complete this speech. Very well done. Enjoyed the speech. Thank you, DTM Nina John. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. It certainly helped every one of us, the feedback. And we will now have the third prepared speech evaluation done. And before we get to that, I might want to also introduce the person who would do the evaluation. And the person who would do the evaluation is a research scholar at IIT Madras. And he has been associated with Toastmasters for the past 3 years. And when I asked him about his hobbies and passion, this is what he told. He loves to do exercise, and he loves to read books, and he loves to teach, and as well as he loves to do public speaking. And I would now request a round of applause for welcoming the third prepared speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sharath. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharath.
Sharath, you are on mute.
Yeah. Be brave enough to travel the unknown path and learn what you are capable of. General evaluator, my dear target speaker and dear audience. Today, Toastmaster Ramvel explored this travel beautifully to us. Now it's time for us to explore his speech. Toastmaster Ramvel, I have 3 commendations and 2 recommendations. Moving on to commendation, first, the purpose of this project is to implement what you learned from your previous speech. So the suggestion which was given to you is practice more so that the speech is smooth and flawless. And today you got 100 out of 100 for that. Kudos to you. Because why I'm saying 2 reasons. Number one, the way of your narration. I really loved your narration right from the opening of a beautiful fact and the way you narrated journey. Your father initially started at 5 a.m. and then crossing the greenery path and finally going through the fearful forest and then going to the top of the mountain. All those things you beautifully narrated, and I can come with you in your narration. And second point, why I'm saying you practice a lot is you are totally calm, composed, and you yourself enjoy your speech. I can observe that. If someone is unprepared, we can sense from his way of delivery, maybe like now. So, but in your way, in your speech, I can sense you are really enjoying what you're giving. So you practice, and the speech is smooth and flawless. Thank you so much. And the second commendation which I have is the message you had in your speech. The message that what I observed as the audience here is to explore the unknown, yeah, but more than that, to explore our own motherland. That's really unique way of saying, and kudos to you for making a person like me who haven't traveled out of Tamil Nadu or even Chennai to get more passionate to explore many new places. And the third point which I have is your open hand gestures. Even in online meeting, I can see your both hands. You are using both hands beautifully. So exploring the commendations, let's move on to the recommendations part. I have 2 recommendations. First is regarding your gestures. Even though you had open arm gestures, I saw in between somewhere you were using the single finger gestures and close. This is what my mentor used to tell me often. We can avoid that. And number 2 is the dramatization. If we can add dramatization to the speech, it would be very, very fantastic. I mean, by 2, by standing and giving the speech and by adding direct dialogue instead of indirect dialogue. You had conversation between father and son, your father and you, and the barefoot person and you. Maybe you can add direct speech there. And also you could have used the stage better. It will be a beautiful way of narration. Just to summarize, you had practiced really well, great message, and hand gestures was good. Single finger gestures and closed finger gestures could have been taken care, and characterization and dramatization could have been taken care. All the very best for your future speeches, Toastmaster Ramvel. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. Good feedbacks there for the speaker to carry home and then try to get better. And now we will move into the evaluation of the table topic session and the impromptu session that we have had. And to do this, I will now call upon a person And this person is from Coimbatore, and he has been associated with Toastmasters for more than 5 years. And he is also a former member of Chennai Toastmasters, Coimbatore Toastmasters Club, sorry, and currently a member of Pune Advanced Toastmasters Club. And I would now have the limelight on Toastmaster Puneet to take us through the evaluation of the table topic session. Thank you.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And how do you exhibit that you care? Is through listening. And that's exactly how Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan was flawless in his execution as a table topic master. Now he was attempting level 3, which is active listening from the pathway presentation mastery. So the purpose of his speech was of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. And there are 3 commendations which I have. Number 1, which he did really well, was that he was actively listening to the speakers, and he beautifully summarized, and he gave various non-verbal gestures as well. For example, he was smiling, he was nodding his head. So that clearly shows that the speaker, that Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan, as a table topic master, was clearly listening to all the speakers. So thank you so much. And one of my favorite, the way he summarized also was really good. For example, 2 specific points which I like. When he quoted Geeta ma'am, she's smartest person who likes humor, and one of our guests who said, without spotlight, you will not be recognized. So he clearly summarized. Point number 2, which is encouraging tone. So there was a clear balance between we had 8 topics, 5 Toastmasters, 3 guests. He ensured that he motivates speaker. For example, one of our last table topic, one of our speakers, Toastmaster Palniswamy, he encouraged him to speak for the green, go for the green card. And that was a very encouraging, and it shows that how much he loves listening and encouraging people to pour up more, which was really good. And last but not the least, he clearly established why table topic is important, which is he clearly laid out the objectives, which is why we should practice table topic, the core objectives, which is listenings, thinking, organize, and speech. So he fairly met the objectives. Now, how can you take this table topic session of his and take it to the next level? So here are a few suggestions. Number 1, there was a bit of gap in the middle wherein he was trying out 3 guests and there was hardly any response. So maybe next time when he is, to avoid this, we can give the topics first and then call out for names, which he did at the later part of the speech. So maybe next time, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan, when you attempt this similar project, give the topic first, then call out the guests so that they are a little bit more comfortable. Point number 2, we are in virtual world. So this is something which you can learn from Toastmaster Naveen Raj and Toastmaster Sharath. Like they clearly know how to balance between screen and camera lens. So I felt that you are constantly looking through your screen, which is natural. But with more practice, I felt you should make camera your friend. You can learn from Naveen Raj and Sharath. They have done really well in today's meeting. Point number 3, which is fact checking. I felt that one of our speakers who quoted about Edison, you somehow misquoted him. I mean, like 99 attempts, it's actually 10,000 failures. And I think maybe next time you can do a bit of Google search so that you can be a little bit more precise with your fact check when you are summarizing. And last but not the least, when you said about like, I just have one tip, maybe like how can guests attempt the table topic? For example, you could have just said, with regards to table topic, you can talk about why, how, a small story. So maybe at least those who are novice can know how to go ahead with their table topic. But anyways, to summarize, you met the objectives fairly well, and maybe a little bit of hiccups here and there, I think, and you will definitely be one of the table topic masters to look up to. I enjoyed listening, and you have clearly shown us a great way of respect. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. And that just about rounds up the evaluation of the table topics. And now we will move into the presentation of TAC team's report and feedback, which is going to be helping the speakers to transform themselves and be a better speaker in the times to come. And may I now call upon our timer of today's session, Toastmaster Gandhi Babu, to help us through the timer report of today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Gandhi Babu.
Thank you, Toastmaster and General Evaluator Bala. Let me quickly share my screen. And today I'm happy to say that every single speaker, the evaluator, and the guest and the table topic participants, everyone is eligible today. And the opening introduction was given by TM Palani with the 1 minute and 45 seconds, and followed by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, a quick introduction for 2 minutes and 55 seconds, and TM Navin Raj, the secretary report that was run for 1 minute and 40 seconds, and TM, Toastmaster Vignesh, the Toastmaster of the day, quick introduction and starting the meeting, and he took around 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Bala, the general evaluator introduction for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, the quote master took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Idiom master, Toastmaster Renuga took 2 minutes clearly. Followed by the prepared speakers. Prepared speaker number 1, Toastmaster Abhilash, took 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And prepared speaker number 2, DTM, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John ma'am, I'm sorry, took 7 minutes and 20 seconds. And finally, the third speaker, Toastmaster Rambel, took 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And followed by the evaluator, Toastmaster Rekha, took 3 minutes, 25 seconds. And the second evaluator, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti, took 3 minutes, 29 seconds. And the third evaluator, Toastmaster Sarat, took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And below is the table topics session that was run by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana for 20 minutes. And the first this table topic speaker, Toastmaster Anirudh, took 1 minute and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Geeta Shroff took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Kalvat took 2 minutes and 20 seconds again. And guest Raj took 1 minute and 25 seconds. Guest Vinod took 1 minute and 10 seconds. Guest Grace took 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Toastmaster Palaniswamy took 1 minute and 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Navin took 1 minute and 10 seconds. Followed by Punit, who was an evaluator for table topic. Toastmaster Punit took 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And Toastmaster Mathu, the counter, took 1 minute and 45 seconds to brief what his role. And Toastmaster Shruti took 1 minute and 20 seconds to explain her role about grammarian. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Bala.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Gandhi Babu, for a detailed report, and we certainly loved it. And now we will move into the report of our counters. And as we see that more and more non-filler and lexical and non-lexical words are going to be used in the speeches, that is probably going to be hampering the quality of the speech. And to let us run through what good usage to let us run through actually the number of who's and ahs that had been there in the speeches, I would now call upon the R counter, and our R counter Madhu Sudalayandi Pillai. I would now request him on the stage to present his R counter report. Over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Bala. So let me share my screen for the clear report. Yeah, are you able to see my screen?
No, not able to.
We are not able to see your screen. Maybe if you want to reshare it.
Sorry, it's I'm connecting by mobile, so my laptop is not. Yeah, my mobile laptop is not working. So I entered all the things are in my mobile. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
Just go. I think some problem with my not able to share that.
Okay, probably you can run through the report.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
Okay. So the Toastmaster Palaniswamy. So our counter the R were using for one time, and then Lakshmi Narayan, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, the so word 2 times and to 1 time. Toastmaster Vignesh, so using for 5 times, using for 2 times, and Toastmaster Bala, there is no mistake from your end, and then Toastmaster Gandhi also is no using the words, filler words, and Toastmaster Surti also using the no filler words using that, and Toastmaster Renuka Parmeshwari are using 1 times, and then Toastmaster Palanichami so using 1 times. Now come to the prepared speakers. Toastmaster Abhilash is speaking no using the filler words, and DTM Nina Jam ma'am so using 1 times, and then Toastmaster Ramvel so using 3 times and are using 1 times, and well using 1 time. And come to the table topics. The table topics master Lakshmi Narayana are using 3 times, and Toastmaster Anirudh, table talk speaker. So is 1 times, and Toastmaster Geeta is 1 time, and well is 1 time, and Toastmaster Galvat. So is 5 plus, and is 1, and so is 1, and guest Raj is 1 time, and guest Vinod is 2 times, and guest Grace Lee is 3 times, so is 1 time, and Toastmaster Palaniswamy so is 1 time, so is 2 times. Toastmaster Naveen is 2 times. Now come to the final evaluation report. So Toastmaster Rega is 1 times, and Toastmaster Nagendra Paradi so is not using any filler words. And come to Toastmaster, the third evaluator, Toastmaster Sarat is 1 times, and then last one, the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Puneet is 1 time. So these are the detailed report. Apologies because I'm not able to share the screen because I'm connecting my mobile. I already prepared in the Excel sheet, but not able to share that.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Madhu, and such a detailed insight, and every one of us would be welcoming that. And to move into the last of the attack team's report presentations, we will now have the presentation of the grammar report. And the grammar report will be presented by, let me just call upon the person, Toastmaster Shruti. And may I now request Toastmaster Shruti to run us through the grammarian report. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me quickly share the screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Firstly, I appreciate Toastmaster Ramvel for using the word of the day, and let us all clap for him. And then I have noticed a few inappropriate usages today, and our TMOD today used "there is a mentor," which can be used as "there was a mentor." And Toastmaster Ramvel in his speech used "in the Instagram." Instead, we could use "on the Instagram." And now he also used "I saw back." He could have used "I look behind." And guest Raj used "behave to others." Instead, we could use "behave with others." Guest Grace used "asking questions at us." Instead, we could use "questioning at us." And I've also noticed "uncharted waters" used by Toastmaster Abhilash in his speech. It is an idiom, a situation that is not well known. That is my report for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Shruti. And that just about sums up the attack team's report. And I would now actually go through the feedback as a general evaluator and as an observer from the eye of a general evaluator. I just want to go through some of the feedback I would like to share here. And it was a great start of the session. And so the session started in style and it also ended in style. And I have seen that we had more than 25 participants, and that is actually job well done for all the XComs, and XComs maintaining that all the people are joining and there are no hassles. And I would first give a huge round of applause for all the XComs for doing their job meticulously well. And in fact, you all have done the job really well, and you have made me jobless because everything was picture perfect. And starting from the start of the meeting until the end, everything was going on really smoothly. And we had a message which was used to break open the meeting today. And that was very much like a filter coffee that we would want to get for getting our day started. And then there was this message, take care of yourself. And the guest introduction was going on really well. And the minutes of previous meeting was read out in a perfect way. And there was, to add more spice to the overall meeting, we had this joke session, and we had the quote and as well as the idiom sessions. And those are going to be probably more value that people would be taking out of the Toastmasters meetings. And then we had a wonderful speeches as well. And I would say it was more of speeches and as well as education session that we have had. And thanks to all the prepared speakers too for helping us to learn more and try to learn new ways of how to make speeches. And in contrast, the speeches by our Toastmaster Abhilash and as well as our DTM Neena John ma'am. So those were proving to be so effective and as well as so educative to all of us. And kudos to you all. And then we had a good table topic session too. And table topics, we have had a long list of topics to cover in a short span of time. And kudos to the table topics master. And then we also have had a meticulous presentation of the evaluator report on prepared speeches and as well as the tag teams report. To sum it all, we in fact have had all the ingredient to have a good recipe in the making, and we in fact achieved great quality. And starting from the opening of the meeting till the end of the meeting, I in fact have not seen much of areas of improvement, and that is a success of a quality club. And it is no surprise for a club which is going to be running into its 825th meeting that the quality is something which is obtained like an inheritance, right? And there are a few areas where I felt there could have been much more improvement, or I would say like things done pretty much even better. And I would say that those areas would be to actually have those areas would be the speakers are trying to make use of the opportunity and to actually stand and speak, and that is what is going to be making people more engaged, more audience engaged. And other than that, I also have seen not so many usages of the word of the day today. So I would also encourage once we make sure the word of the day is getting used, and people are going to be really aware of what is that word, and that is how you improve your vocabulary while coming into the meetings, right? And I would encourage all of you to make use of the word of the day, which is said by the grammarian, and then also to recognize the word and theme of the day, which is used in the prepared speeches and as well as in the impromptus as well. So just throw in a recognition for all the people who would have used the word of the day, theme of the day in their speeches. That appreciates them a lot, and that is how they are able to learn and be more encouraged to keep using the word of the day and theme of the day in the successive meetings. All in all, a thorough entertainment is what I in fact have been able to see, and full marks to all the team and all the role players, XCOM members, and all the members too for making this meeting a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator and the team for very insightful and profound points. So we definitely use it. So since the interest of time, so I will wrap up quickly. So regarding the theme, some got jokes, some made jokes, and some have been the jokes. So whatever it is in your life, enjoy it and laugh out loud. So I hand over the control to Presiding Officer Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh, for a wonderful talk. session of Toastmaster of the day, and theme, you went well with the theme, crack a old joke. There are a lot of new jokes. I think what I understand is all the old jokes are coming with a sugar-coated joke as now. So we are hearing the same joke again. And I like the background screen what we had, so much of laughter icons, smileys over there. Okay. Thank you so much, Vignesh. And now we are coming to the end of the meeting, and it's as this meeting is going on, let me I think we are getting this poll happening now. So please vote for the best speaker, best table topic speaker, evaluators as such. So meanwhile, I'll like to get feedback from our guest. So guests, let me begin with guest Hemanjali. Guest Hemanjali Adini, are you available? Okay, let's move on to the guest. I don't think we have enough. Okay. We're only one guest. So, okay, let's move on to the visiting guest. I want to have your feedback. Let me begin with the prepared speaker, Ramveer. Ramveer, I just want you to have your feedback about this meeting, how it went, and what can be improved on this meeting.
So first of all, I have had a great experience from this meeting. To be specific, that I could see a lot of potential in all people over here, and everyone is too responsible for the rules which are given, that we need to take up as an example, and we need to execute better. So, and I do have a request from my side. Can I ask this? Or okay.
Yes. Sure.
Hello.
Yeah.
So actually, I mean, the evaluation sessions are tremendous over here. So I learned a lot about myself and what mistakes I'm making. Actually, it was very nice. And is it possible for evaluate for us for the upcoming week? Actually, we are having a speech marathon in our club.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's a general request.
Yeah, you can connect with the Vice President Education, or Naveen. He can help you definitely.
Yeah,
because
okay.
we will be glad to support you. We will also learn something by evaluating of the other team. As like we had general evaluators from other club. That's always helpful to have people from other clubs to come and support you.
That's all. That's all from my end, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. So, do we have? Okay, I think people are leaving now. So before that, I just want to have feedback from Puneet. Though you are part of a CTM for the past, I still want to have your opinion, feedback. How this meeting went, and what is your suggestions? Other than table topics.
No, I'll not give. Yeah, that is. It was fun, no doubt on that. And the best part about is not the meeting I'm talking. Before the meeting, what all preparation went through. CTM has the most colorful agenda. The moment I see agenda, my face brightens up. So kudos to the people who are working day and night behind it, ensuring that the meeting goes successfully. So hats off to the ExCom, and I should be more regular, but yeah, I'll keep it a point to at least. Thank you so much, Naveen and Toastmaster, for inviting me to this club, and it was an honor to evaluate you, Toastmaster Lakshman Narayan, sir. Back to you.
Thank you. It's our honor as well. Yes, since you are coming there, that's why I message you. Please be very critical on what you do, because your feedback on the evaluation matters a lot for us. Please visit us whenever you have time. And now I want to check with our general evaluator, Toastmaster Bala.
Yeah. So thanks for actually giving me the opportunity to provide you with all the feedback, right? And this is actually a great experience, and that is how I put it. I in fact have had a great experience today morning in the OTP, and I felt that I in fact have not been out of the OTP yet. So sort of so much energy into the meetings, right? And that is actually the hallmark of a great club. And yeah, so I would really want to be representing as and when you would want to be calling me in for any specific role playing. So I would like to be doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for those kind words. Yeah, our VPE will get in touch with you. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I think now it's time to announce the results. And before that, I just want to recognize the few first timers. Let me begin with our court master and the court master and idiom master, the Toastmaster Palisamy and Toastmaster Renuka, for taking up this role for the first time and doing it excellently. Thank you so much. And also the first time role player is our timer, Toastmaster Gandhi Babu. You did an excellent job. Thank you so much. So now it's time to announce the results. Let me begin with the tag team between the timer, accountant, and the grammarian. Today, the best tag player is our timer Toastmaster Gandhi Babu. Congratulations. And between the court master and the idiom master, and the best QIG player is court master Toastmaster Palisamy. And the best evaluator, the core evaluators is today is our Toastmaster Sarath. Congratulations, Sarath. And the best role player between the table topic master, Toastmaster 3, and general evaluator, and the one who is to crack the joke today, are the Toastmaster 3, Toastmaster Vignesh. And the best table topics speaker today is our Madam Toastmaster Geeta Shah. Thank you. And coming to the last, but at least the final part, the best speaker among the three speakers is Toastmaster Ramveer from LNT. Congratulations, Toastmaster. Thank you so much. With that, we're coming to the end of the meeting. I formally adjourn the meeting for the next week at the same time. Over to you. We can continue with the informal sessions.